Yay! Welcome everyone to our October meeting, which is really wild. And just want to, I'm going to post up on the website in a bit, or on the Facebook page. But I wanted to give some shout outs. I made a little graphic. It's on my phone though, but we had some folks have a great September, and I want to post the shout out for that, which I will find. Was it really that long ago that I made it? No, that's weird. All right, I will find it because I went through. I also updated the incentive coupons. So if you get incentive coupons, like if you've earned incentive coupons in the past, I rolled them over to the new year, started a fresh spreadsheet, yada, yada, yada. And that's all updated, which is great. So yay for that. Oh yeah, okay, found it. All right, so our over 500 in sales was Glenda and Ruth. So congrats to them. I got myself a hand clapper this weekend. I'm very excited. And then over 900 was Jill and Natalie. So yay, congratulations. And Natalie has been able to hit her quick start. In September, she hit her $900 quick start, which is the first one. You're supposed to do that in 3 months if you want to achieve that. And then she hit her 1800, which was supposed to be in 6 months in October. So we'll celebrate that one next month. But she's working quickly and is out the gate really fast. George. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to get ice from the ice machine or something. So congratulations, Natalie, for getting such a great start. And I'm going to someone spotlight me. Hello. And then I'm going to share my screen really quick. So there's one document in the that's like the compensation plan charts. And I'll put this in our Facebook group as well. This is probably the handiest thing out of all the documents and things on the Stampin' Up website, because it shows you your order discount and commissions and volume rebate in a really handy dandy chart. And so one of the reasons that I try to pick 500 is I'm trying to kind of push you guys towards that 600, because you get an extra from 0 to 599. You don't get anything, but when you hit 600, you get an extra volume rebate of 4%, which is really nice. And so I thought about upping our low end goal to 600 in a month, but I'm going to keep it at 500. I feel like we've seen pretty good success with that. And so I think that that's where we're going to leave it. And then the other level I have is at 1,000, which is theoretically over. He has a bottom. He's being obnoxious. Hold on.
While you have that all up, Melissa, I just want to ask real quick. The compensation, is that if your team hits 500 and above, or is it like 1,000 and above?
This compensation is your personal.
Personal, okay.
So this is your monthly personal sales range.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a team chart as well, but this is your personal. And that's one of the things about the compensation plan is that when they redid it about 5 years ago, they increased the amount that you had to do personally in order to like advance or get these volume rebates and things, because they had people who were basically not doing a good business themselves and were profiting on the people below them, and they didn't want that, right? Like that's kind of, to me, the epitome of a pyramid scheme, right? Where like you just sign up a bunch of people and you don't do anything, but you make money off of them, right? And so they worked to stop that. And I think they've done a good job of balancing that. The Quick Start program that I just talked about. So if you achieve 900 within the first full 3 months, so not the partial month, but the first full 3 months, then you get a $50 product credit. And if you achieve 1800 CSV in the first full 6 months, then you get 100 CSV. So Natalie just got 150 or she probably got 50 this month and she'll probably get another 100 next month. Sometimes they wait until the end of the month to give you that. This is the team commissions chart, Terry. So it's on that same page. So basically, if your personal sales are 300 and you have someone on your team, then you'll make 3% because your minimum monthly personal and direct is 300. So basically, they're saying, okay, if you have one person, even if you make 300 and they sell $1, you'll still make 3% on that dollar. But then it gets increasingly harder, right? The more it goes up. So, and you have to hit all these marks in order to get these percentages. So, let's say I think I have 17 now. So, let's say I'm right here. I've got 12 people on the team. I personally have to be selling 1,200 in order to get that 6%. And then the team and mine has to be at 5,000. So, for me, like as I add more people, that's great, but the expectations increase then, in order to hit those higher percentages. I don't ever post this or talk about this. This is not something that I'm like, oh, we as a team need to sell $1,000 more, right? Like I don't ever do that. And you're never going to hear that from me. These are just personal metrics that I look at. And if I think my additional purchasing can push us, then I will. So maybe I plan a BOGO or maybe I plan something else to push it personally, but I'll never communicate that to the team. And I'll never pressure to do that. I've seen people do that in other companies and that's not my goal. What I wanted to talk about tonight was title requirements. So bronze, everybody's bronze when they come in. And then when you hit 1,800 in monthly rolling 12-month sales, then you become bronze elite and that bumps you up to 25%. So the big advantage here is that you get 25% instead of 20%. And then when you go up to 3,600 in rolling sales and you have one person on your team, then you promote to silver. And there's some other benefits and you can see the title benefits down here. So the title benefit is you get a pin when you go to bronze elite and then a pin when you go to silver. And then at silver, you get a 2% product bonus. So quarterly, they add up your amount and they give you 2% that you just get 2% bonus money, which is really nice. And then at silver elite, you have 7,200 in CSV and 5 people, and you have to have a silver. And that gets you the title advancement pin. It gets you the 2% product bonus. It gets you leader perks. So like this being part of the leaders group, getting some information early. It also gives you a free event. So when you register, you can pick one free event per year. And it gives you a 1% sales bonus. So the product bonus actually comes as product credit. The sales bonus actually comes as cash. And then you get a personal title advancement bonus. So you get like a cash bonus to start off with. Only the first time you title though, not if you retitle. So for instance, I'm silver elite, but I was gold. I'm not going to get that $300 again. So, and then it just kind of goes up from there. A lot of us laugh that, maybe our sales are platinum level sales, but we don't have the silver elites or that we need. So a lot of times folks are great at selling, but getting folks to join the team and then getting them to want to add folks to their team, right, it makes it a little more complicated. I talk about what I have control over and what I don't have control over. So questions about titles or title benefits? Because Anita had asked me about, she's like, well, what do I get if I recruit somebody? And I said, you get a buddy to stamp with. Eventually, you can make some money on them. And it also depends on, where you are in this chart, but you would get 3% of their sales. So.
Yeah, that's a great response. You get a buddy to stamp with. Sometimes you get a best friend, right, Lisa?
Yeah, for sure. I was talking with a lady today. I'm in, there's an accountability group right now that Stampin' Up's been running and they're doing a sales one and
to make your food before it's too late. I already fed Buster.
There's a sales one and a recruiting one. And so I joined the recruiting one because I've done the sales ones before. And so I want to do the recruiting one. I was talking to a lady today and she said, she's like, I'm looking, like, I want to get a downline. I want to have somebody that reports to me. And I said, well, instead of thinking about it as someone who reports to you, why don't you think of it as like a friend, like a crafty friend, and then that invite is a little bit easier, And so she was like, oh, that's a good point. Okay, questions so far on any of that? So there are some annual performance bonuses. If you ever hear Candy or anybody else talk about green pie, any of the cash bonuses show up on our reports as a green pie. So on your pie in your reports, you'll have like pink and blue.
I can't do this. Too much stuff in here, Gus.
Oh, well, let's make sure we mute. And the bonuses come across as green pie. So these are some great goals for folks to set. So for me, looking at personal sales, like 30,000 in a year is a lot. And I'm not there. If I was, I'd probably be earning the trip. So for me, that's a pretty high goal. That's lofty. But team building, having 5 qualified team members, we actually did that this year. We had 5 qualified team members. And that was
the kind of
awesome.
meetings I don't want to hear.
Ooh.
Your feet are weird. Get off my bed. Come on. Let's go dry your feet. Come on.
Can you mute us?
Dry your feet.
Melissa?
I'm sure gonna try. All right. And then there are some career to date performance bonuses. So you guys know I hit $100,000 last year, which was really exciting. And then there's some information on the incentive trip and how to earn the incentive trip. And then there's some information on annual recognition and what it means to be at level 1, 2, 3, and 4 for each of the sales, the team building, and the leadership. So I just like this document. I think it's really clean. I think it's really easy to understand. I like good charts. And I cannot lie. So what level is Candy at? That's a great question. So Candy used to be, she got up to gold elite. I don't think she ever got to platinum. Her sales are way beyond platinum, right? You see it kind of caps out at 18,000 here. But this silver elite thing is real tricky. And so she might have touched platinum for maybe part of a year, and then she was at gold elite, and she has stayed at gold elite, and then I was gold, but now I'm silver elite. So great question. It's tricky. Real tricky. This is the tricky part for sure. Good. Any other questions? If you're looking for this on the homepage, you would go to the menu and you would go to business resources, and it is literally the second tab. It says compensation plan, and that's where you would find it. So just wanted to show that to you. And I also want to show you some really awesome things that we did this weekend. So we had our retreat. I had my retreat this weekend, and Jill and Sarah and Patsy helped me with that, and it was awesome. And this is an in-person retreat. This time it was in Temple, Texas, at a retreat location. And Ruth came, and Kathleen came, and it was tons of fun. We had a great weekend. But I wanted to show you the projects that everybody made, because I think that it's always nice to kind of see. So I have folks teach classes that are my co-hosts. So the co-host will help make a meal. They'll help either set up, break down, clean up, whatever. And then and the meal they're paid for. And then they also teach a class. So, and they get the money from the class. So Sarah did a super cute Harry Potter class. And I don't have the 3D thing, but I do have the card. So with the owl, she did this fun spinner card, which I just love. And I think he's a hoot and a hoot. See what I did there? And then we made this really cute owl Christmas card. And then my favorite was the owl Halloween card. So spooky. It has that foil on the back. It's so cute. So anyways, you know who will be getting that card, right? So my class that I designed for the main retreat featured the mask set. So we did the snowflakes. So we did 4 seasons. So we did winter. We did Valentine's. It says, "Be my Valentine. You mean so much to me." Nice fall leaves. And then, of course, the sunflowers, right? Because, you know, you can't use that mask set and not make a sunflower card. And then Jill designed a beautiful class around the Oh Holy Night. And so we got to make some really pretty ornaments, kind of like the ones in the catalog. So pretty with the brass rings, gorgeous. And then we made a beautiful, I love this little shepherd card, the stable, simple, elegant, 1 stamp, some die cuts, and that paper, and you're done. This is a really duplicatable card for a class. And then yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did Jill, and then I'll mute myself again. Did Jill say where she got the rings? Because those are really, really cool.
She did, and she can put them in our group too. She put them on the PDF, but I'm sure she'd be happy to do that. And then we made a tea light, like a little luminary card with a piece of vellum in it that is just gorgeous, and I love it. It's so pretty. And it was really fun to do the little shadow on the camel. So it's just 2 camels, one in white, one in black, and it gives them a little shadow. And I think that's just such a cool technique. And then Patsy did the adhesive caddy, which we've done before as a team, although it's been a while. That was really fun, and everybody really enjoyed that. And so it's a little box that holds your, I don't know where mine is. I have a bigger caddy now, but it holds your glue dots and your Tombow. There you go. Terry's got it. Hold on, let me spotlight you, Terry. I was like, replace spotlight. Show it. There you go. That's it. So it can hold your glue dots, your Tombow, and then it can hold like a seal or a tear and tape in the back. So it's got 3 little pockets. If you look for adhesive caddy and the files are in here, I'm sure the directions are somewhere, because we've done that project several times. So, and then what else did I want to show you from retreat? Oh, and then my add-on class. So I did the trucks. And I did, let's see, I did 4 seasons for the trucks. So we did fall, super cute. And we made a little frame. So it's like a little framed piece that has the truck on it. And then we did summer vibe with the little purple truck. He's super cute. And then we did a spring one, some boho blue and some daisies. And then the winter one's my favorite. Well, it's Christmas, with the little red truck and the Christmas tree, because of course. So everybody got a sample of that eclectic DSP, and then designed the projects around that, and then they could make more if they wanted. So it was a lot of fun, and we had a great time. The other thing I wanted to show you was, I'd never seen this before, but someone gave me a bag with some treats, and they had this little band on here, and they had put a card right here on the bag. And so the card just hung right here. So this piece is all open, and these little side notches are, glued down. It's a 1-inch, pretty sure it's just a 1-inch strip. Might be hold on, 1 1/4. But really cute way to display a card on a bag. So, I was impressed with how cute that was. So, good. Other question. Will you post the tracks? Yes, on Freaky Friday or whatever this Friday is, I will post all the projects. So Candy's running a challenge where it's Freebie Friday, and you can post any project in her page to be entered to win. And I was going to post all my projects on Friday, but it was 1 a.m. by the time I remembered into Saturday, and it would not have counted. So it was not Friday anymore. So this Friday, I'm going to actually upload all the pictures from all my projects up on Candy's page. So I promise I will do that. So good. Awesome. All right. So any other comments or questions? Compensation plan. We have this wonderful starter kit deal. We've had 2 new folks join the team. Pat Mora and Susan Ryan have joined the team, and both are busy people with full lives, but I'm hopeful that they'll come to some things and we'll get to see them soon. The other thing I wanted to say is that I had posted about the Christmas sampler, and I've already gotten sampler pieces in. So if you're on the Facebook group, you will see you'll see a post about the sampler, and I'm going to say that I probably could pin it. I need to pin it. I also put the next 3 events in the Facebook group, so you've got those events saved. I'm going to mark this as an announcement, and that's a little different than pinning it. But we've already had enough people sign up that that they want to do multiple rounds. And I just see a few of you commented. So let me see, because I didn't respond. So what is left, Esther says. Yes, please, Terry, do snowflakes. That's fine. And then Anita, do Christmas to Remember. Which one's that one? No one else took it, right? I have to get my catalog out. I don't remember these names this time.
It's actually
Christmas.
an old one, and is that okay?
So we try to keep it current.
Okay.
So that is definitely something that we've done. I think I remember that one actually. That's why I was
it's
like,
the one
oh.
I bought from you that you were selling. Yeah, but the only
Oh,
ones, the
yes.
other ones I have, some have already been used, so that's okay. I don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, and then Esther, there's still a lot left. So, look through and see.
It just has to be a stamp set. It doesn't have to be Christmas, or if you can kind of gear it towards Christmas, is that okay?
Yeah, you could get creative. I like creative. So
Well, then I'll
you
look
could
through my
do,
other stamp sets then.
yeah, see if there's something else. If there's something that has what you could do in Christmas colors, or there's quite a few flowers that look like poinsettias, but aren't, right?
And it's just a stamp set that you're picking, right? Is it a
Yeah.
stamp set? Not a die
Yeah.
set, a stamp set.
Or
Okay.
stamps and dies, whichever one. If you find some inspiration and it's current, then you roll with it.
All right, I'll look again.
Okay.
And
Esther,
I
yeah,
was
go ahead.
wondering if Terry could explain more about what she meant about the snowflake
So
thing.
I think Terry's going to take 2. So sometimes Terry gets ambitious and she makes 2. Is that what you're doing, Terry?
Flash peek. Oh, that was it. Peek. Oop. I got both of them made. They are ready to go. Peek. Oh, that's it. Yay.
So
And,
yeah.
I will tell you, I am using a hint. I am using Island Indigo, if that's any clue.
Oh, that's an older color though, isn't it?
Maybe oh, that won't be cool. I may have to redo these. Oh, Tahitian Tide. Oops.
Oh,
Tahitian Tide. Yeah. I get so
whatever.
excited. I love this stuff.
Island vibes, right? Island vibes. So,
Yeah. Island
um,
Indigo.
so yeah, so basically, you're going to make 9 squares. And I put the dimensions there, and then I'm going to round robin them. So sometimes people want to participate twice and they want to get twice as much back. I'm going to like round robin stagger them. So everybody will get 9 back. You make 9, you get 9. There's no fee for participating in this. The shipping is on me. So you just have to get it to me. If that means you want to drop it off, if y'all live close. I know some folks got it to me at retreat this weekend. The deadline is Saturday, November 11th, which is on stage at home. And we are going to have, for those that are registered, I'm going to have folks over here. If you're not registered, but you still want to go to something, Candy is hosting something at the church for folks who aren't registered. Her and I felt like we had advertised it that you had to be registered. And so I decided to maintain that and just pull that group to my house. So if you're registered for OnStage and you want to come over, then we're going to do something at my house. So I'm going to start a little chat about that with those that are registered. I think we have about 12, people who are registered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. We have 11. So, well, plus me, I'm 12. So, but I know a few like Jill and Crystal are going to be at a craft fair that day. They have a really big craft fair that day. Yeah, Terry.
Anita, if you have the Regal reindeer stamp set, it's a carryover from last year. Even though it's from last year, it's still in the catalog. You could use that or borrow it from somebody locally.
That's true. Anita, you could borrow something from me if you really want to participate.
Well, I'll look through my stamp set and see what I
Okay.
have.
Okay, sounds good. And sometimes you can focus on a DSP. Like if you have a really pretty Christmas DSP, you can put a sentiment on it and do a die or something, and it'll still look really, really pretty.
Right.
And it'll still be Christmas-y, and then we'll do a spring sampler too. So just FYI, we've had good response this time, and this is our 5th year doing it. The other thing I was telling Patsy the other day is I actually date them. So I write the date in the bottom right-hand corner when I mount them. And I really love that they're dated, one, because it helps my memory, but two, it's nice to be able to have like a chronicle of the team, as we go. So there are still lots of stamp sets available. So if there is something that you want to do, I mean, even those little thermoses could be made Christmassy. I've seen Christmas thermoses, the little warmest hearts, the sending cheer, shop the town, St. Nicholas. I mean, we have a ton that are still for grabs. The ones that have been taken are the owls, the trucking along, very cute. Sparkling Snowflakes, Merry and Bright, Sending Cheer, Night Divine, Gift of Giving, Handcrafted Elements, So Very Merry, Stars at Night, Christmas Classics. So those are the ones we have. So that means there's still quite a bit. If you have, Jolly Words, Festive and Fun, Graceful Deer, Joy of Noel, Magical Meadow. There's quite a bit. Christmas Classics, I think no one took that one. So there's still quite a bit. So, and then the next thing I'll post is our Secret Santa. So we have a team tradition of doing Secret Santa. It is absolutely not required, but is absolutely fun and pleasurable. We set a price limit. So usually it's like 10, $15. And you'll say that you want to participate, and then I will secretly assign you to someone else, and I'll give you their mailing address, and then you'll mail them something, and then we wait to open them until we're all together on the 18th, which in December, it falls on my birthday, which is super wild. So we'll be having a Christmas party on my birthday. So that'll be super fun. We also happen to have a ton of December babies on the team. And I just want to give a big shout out. I know, me too. And Anita, what day are you? Oh, I mean,
17.
17. Oh, you're the day
And I'm
before
going to
me.
be 80 years old.
Oh my goodness
It's a big,
gracious.
it's a big
That's a
birthday.
big one. Yes, that's a big one. I'm gonna be 45, so that's big enough for me right now. So halfway to 90. So yeah, we have a lot of December babies, and I really thank Elena for sending birthday cards to everyone for the team. I commissioned her, requisitioned her, I don't know, took her volunteering time to do that, and I greatly appreciate it, because then we know that everybody gets a card on their birthday, because who doesn't love that, you know? So that's kind of our big news right now is Secret Santa. The other thing to know, I'm in charge of next month's packets, so I'm going to post that up in Candy's group, and I'll post it up in our group too, because I'm in charge. That means you can use incentive coupons to get the packets. We're using the Sending Cheer stamp set, which is the one with the little gingerbread man. It's a tag class, but they're long tags, but they fit a slimline card. So I'm going to show how to convert them into slimline cards. So the packets will be tags, and it includes the gingham paper. Oh, it's here somewhere on my desk. No, I put it away.
What's the name? What's the name again?
Sending Cheer is the stamp set, and Glorious Gingham is the paper we're going to use. So, you know, Kathleen, I know you love a gingham. So, some buffalo check, some gingham. You'll probably tell me there's a difference, but what one's this way and one's that way, I don't know. But it'll be fun. It's a fun class, and I'll post that up, and we can start RSVPing for that probably tomorrow. So and then Candy's December meeting is always bingo, and everyone on the team is invited, and everyone needs to RSVP, and it's free for everyone. So if you haven't marked that on your calendar, I know December gets really busy, right? Everybody wants to do a holiday party. But it's on the second Tuesday of the month, which would be the 12th. So mark that on your calendar. That is a free bingo event, holiday party. But you do need to register with Candy when she puts the registration link out. She hasn't yet, and she will, but and then the other big news in Stampin' Up! World, so November 11th is OnStage at Home. And then at that time, they'll open up registration for OnStage in person in March, which is in Houston. And so I have looked at a house for Houston. I actually have reserved a house for Houston, but the hotels are very affordable. They got a hotel block that's really affordable. And so I'm a little nervous to keep the house when I think that the hotel block is affordable and close. And there's 5 hotel blocks actually. So they have a Hilton, a Marriott, a Hampton Inn, Homewood Suites, and another one. And the 3 of the 5 they break down to like, I did a spreadsheet. I had to do a spreadsheet, y'all. Y'all know me, right? Like, you know, I'm going to do a spreadsheet. But it was cheap enough that I was like, I really thought twice about like, you know, what, you know, was it worth it for us to do a house? The advantages of a house are that we can make meals there. So that usually saves a little bit of costs that way. And we have a place to like work and be and do. It's a little more group, right? It has a totally different vibe than being at a hotel, clearly. But you know, the price wise. So the house that I've reserved would be, it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. So 3 nights, and it would be $215 for all 3 nights. And did I write that down? And the hotel was a lot cheaper. So I told Jill that I would do like a cost comparison. And I'll put that in the group, and I'll start a little conversation in the group and see, you know, for those of you who are thinking about going to OnStage, you know, is that something that you're interested in? Would you rather be in the house or would you rather be at a hotel? So some people prefer one or the other, and that's okay. It's a multi-day event. There's a reception, there's like an opening event on Thursday with registration from 4 to 5:30 is this opening ceremony. And then it's all day Friday and all day Saturday. Friday night is a recognition reception with entertainment and food. They're covering our lunches. So we would have a dinner on Thursday night that we need to cover, and a dinner on Friday night, or Saturday night that we would need to cover. So just, you know, food for thought, right? As we think about the spring, this is in March. It is the tail end of our spring break here, for both Austin ISD and Dripping Springs ISD. So if you've got spring break plans, you know. Questions, comments, concerns? Yeah, Terry.
Sorry, I'm asking so much tonight.
No, you're good.
So the price that you quoted, is that per night, Thursday night, Friday, is it per person?
Per person for all 3 nights.
And is that based on how many people?
This house has a capacity for, I'm just making sure that I have the right house. It has a
Yeah.
capacity for 11.
Okay, so that's if all 11 show.
Yes. But that's the
then,
price, that's the price I would charge. I mean, we would make it work, you know?
Yeah. So if we did it in the hotel, would we still get to do a shoebox swap?
So I'm thinking we wouldn't. And Sarah and Jill and I had a conversation about it. And what we decided was that maybe we would skip the shoebox swap on Thursday night, but maybe what we would do instead is have a swap making party. Because you know that we're all going to want to swap, because there's going to be thousands of people at this event. And we're all probably not going to get them finished ahead of time. Just saying. And so we could have a swap making party that night where we, you know, you bring your pieces and maybe you're just assembling, or we're just gluing and assembling, you know. But that could be a lot of fun. And we could get some snacks and, you know, just have fun. We could order pizza or something, you know. So we could find a place either at the hotel or somewhere nearby where we could do something like that. I think we could keep everything really low cost and really chill. And we could figure that out. So good. And then Sarah, Kathleen, I love me a good Airbnb, but since the event is $345, I'd vote for the cheaper housing price. Yes. So that's the biggest news, is that the event price is $345. And that's why I was leaning towards going with the cheaper housing option, because the event price has gone up, as all prices have gone up. And it is a multi-day event. It is very much going to be like our conventions used to be, which means that there's a product playground where you get to go and like play with a new product. You'll get to take classes, and you get to pick the classes you want to take. So there'll be speakers, but you get to, it's more conference style, right? Where you get to go and listen to what you want to listen to and what's interesting to you. We'll get to play with brand new products. We'll have hands-on crafting. So that's good. We'll get the brand new annual catalog, and we'll have a chance to order the demonstrator pre-order products, which, I mean, ordering that in March is super early. There'll be product displays. There'll be swag, of course. And then all the compensation, like plan achievements, all the recognition will happen then. So like, that's when I'll be recognized for my $100,000 in sales. That's when like all the recognition stuff is being delayed till then. They're adding a thing on Thursday night that they're calling OnStage After Hours, which is where you can go and craft. They did this at convention a long time ago, but it's a little bit different. So you pick a bundle that you want, and they have 3 bundles, and you can see the sneak peeks on the website. There's citrus blooms, country flowers, and spotlight on nature. I can share my screen and show you. And it's an $80 ticket, which is kind of pricey, but you get the bundle, which is nice. And then you get embellishments, twine, and an in-color cardstock pack. You get a printed piece showing 3 project ideas, and then you're going to create them that night. And then you get a digital PDF that has 9 project ideas for each one, along with 6 additional project ideas for a total of 27 project samples, supplies, and tips to use. So, I mean, I think that's cool. I think it's interesting. You can kind of pick your path, right? You can say, I want to do this, or I want to do this, or I like the lemons. Shocking, lemons. Although it looks citrusy, so I think we could do like oranges. I don't think it's lemons. I feel like it's more like oranges. But anyway, the other thing they're offering is they used to do something called Memento Mall, where you could go and order, you could go buy like Stampin' Up swag. They're having people pre-order so that they don't bring a bunch of swag and then don't sell it, which I think is smart, honestly. So they have a t-shirt, they have a sweatshirt, they have a really cute hat, and then they have some cute stickers. So I think that's cute. And if you scroll down, they're doing this thing where they're like, oh, are you going? Click here for more info. They've been hiding these boxes. I just don't know why they don't just put it all on one page. But anyway, so they have the address of where you are, and then they have the hotel options. And they've actually opened the hotel block already. So the Hampton Inn, the Homewood Suites, and the Embassy Suites were the 3 cheaper. The Hilton Americas and the Marriott Marquis are more expensive. The Marriott Marquis is where they'll be using some rooms there for meeting breakout rooms. So just FYI. And I can check this room price real quick because it'll probably bug me. So the rooms are, all 3 of them are double queens. So you can fit 4 people in a room, which is really nice. And it is double queens for $169. So if you do that, where's my calculator? Because I feel like I need to do that. So 169 times 3 divided by 4 people is like 126. So, 126 plus tax and whatever. Even if I don't know, what is hotel tax and all that jazz? Do you guys know? Is it like 20% now? Let's say it's 20%. So it's like 152. So that is cheaper than 215. So
Did you say you had a block of room set?
no, the Stampin' Up does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I do not know if there will be a parking fee at the convention center. That is a great question, Kathleen. I'm looking at the chat. Everybody that I talked to who was at the retreat from this weekend felt like there is, and that's something to consider too, right? Is if we are at a house and we drive and we park, we have to pay for parking. Of course we can carpool, we could Uber too. But that's the other thing too, is we want to make sure whatever hotel we're at, it's probably the closer one that we could maybe walk, and not have to park. So parking and directions.
Hotel parking is going to cost.
That's a good question too. So it looks here like $38 a day, 38, 30 varies. Lovely. Varies. Thanks, guys. So the parking at the George R. Brown is pretty, is costly. Let's look at the hotel options. Let's look at the Hampton Inn and see if parking's included. And then if you guys, while I'm looking this up, if you want to get a project ready to share, then I'll do some door prizes. Because I've got some door prize. Customer support, no, Hilton Hotline, book your room. I kind of want to know if you're gonna like include parking before I book my room. Hot breakfast. We do love a good breakfast included. Wi-Fi, non-smoking, pool, pet friendly, business center, hotel details. Okay. Daily mandatory charge will be added $2. Okay, sure. I wonder if I'm gonna map this and see how close it is. Fitness, connecting rooms, on-site restaurant, business center, valet parking. Whoa, $49 a night. Well, that'll convince us to carpool there. That's expensive. So that's something to consider too, right? I mean, we would probably carpool to either place, right? Like we wouldn't want to have a bunch of cars at a house either, but that's very expensive. And that's the downside, right? Is like hotel stuff, right? It kind of all adds up, you know? So it might not be worth it.
And consider having to do the elevators. Remember how crowded they would be after
Yeah.
after it broke? Well, the
Uh-huh.
meeting broke, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the house might be a better option, honestly, long term. You know, we were figuring about what, $60 for 2 dinners, right? 30 and 30. You know, that we'd have to spend at the hotel. Plus, if we're having to do even one night of parking, I mean, that's another $50. Now we're up to the price of the Airbnb. So I don't know, you know. I think that's definitely something to consider. Oh, and it looks like, is this what is this one? Homewood Suites. So they did have a 2-bedroom. They had a two-bed option, and they don't have it anymore. I know people have been hitting the room block already. So, and then the Embassy Suites. Let's see. The Homewood Suites have a little kitchen. I don't remember.
And just from experience, something that Stampin' Up doesn't do well are hotels with elevators. There's always a long line, even if they're not broken. And so we always used to try and get a lower floor. Hot water when everybody's trying to take a shower at the same time in the morning, always a problem. And available coffee. So those are 3 really big things to consider too, to stay outside in your own house.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to think about. You know, I think the house I got, let's see, parking, $51 a night. Right there, like that makes me want to stay at the Airbnb I got. So let me show you that. Because I don't think I hate paying for parking. It's like one of the worst things ever.
Does this one got a little pool like that last one?
No.
Oh.
So none of them had pools. I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. And that is a benefit, right? I mean, a hotel would have a pool, you know. But that was not a choice on these. Most of the places in Houston are townhomes. And so Candy and I kind of went back and forth about this. This townhome does have stairs, but there is a bedroom on the first, there's 2 bedrooms on the first floor. So it's by the museum district. So this is the top floor. So, you know, and then this is the kitchen is really open. The kitchen area is really big. There's lots of beds. There's this weird section where they just show the museum district, and I think it's really strange. This is a building being built next door, and so they're warning everybody about that. And yes, we know there's restaurants in Houston. We got it. It's really weird that they like stuck all these photos right in the middle. Okay. So there's a downstairs like living room area, and then there's like an outdoor patio, and then there's 2 bedrooms, and this is on the ground floor. And then the second floor has a living room and a bedroom. And then the top floor has a bedroom. So it'll sleep. There's 5 bedrooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I put one person on the couch because I figured someone will probably, need a place to stay. But either way, even if we have less people, I'm not going to charge more. This one has a queen and a single. Yeah, that was one of the rooms. And then this one had 2 twins. And then lots of kids stuff there. It's close to the Children's Museum, so that's why they're catering to that. And we'll drive a car with a Longhorn on the front. Why not? It was a weird, I was like, that's a weird set of pictures, folks. Yeah, so I have the house. Worst case, if we need to cancel it, we can, and I'm not penalized. So just FYI. So, if we all decide, no, we want to do hotel, that's fine. And I would just encourage us to carpool from here if we're going to drive. And the less cars, the better, And then I am going to reach out to our Houston friends that we made this weekend at retreat. They're going to give me the lowdown on what's actually close to George R. Brown and how we can get there, and whether the house that I picked is decent. There was a beautiful house, but it was way more expensive. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So, we had to pick something in our budget. So, good. Okay. Projects, door prizes. Let's do it.
Hey, Melissa,
Yeah.
could you real quick though, before you quit, about the thing on the OnStage coming
Yeah.
to your house?
Yes.
If we're registered, what do we bring and what do you do? I mean,
That's a great question. So
some of us have never done this before.
yeah, so I'm going to prep the projects. So they will hopefully give us the measurements and everything ahead of time they do like a little like make and take, play along, whatever. So I'll prep the projects for that. So we'll have packets made. And then you might want to bring a notebook, a pencil, something like that. If you're registered and you got the swag bag, I've seen that those are starting to arrive to people. So if you did get the swag bag, then there might be a pen and a notepad in there. I don't know. It was a mystery. But yeah, bring some paper, bring a pen, and then we're going to bring a lunch item to share. So we're just going to do a little potluck lunch. So.
And do we pay you for the prep, whatever you're prepping the cards?
Nope. That's my gift to you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we don't have to bring any supplies to make or make.
Maybe bring some adhesive, right? Like bring your little adhesive kit.
Okay.
Yeah, bring your own glue. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime that you guys
Is this thing they do, is it similar to what they did like for the World Card Making Day?
It's a little different. They'll be, but similar. There'll be different presenters. Generally at this one, they have demonstrator presenters. So they're not all home office staff.
Will it be videos that they've already prepared?
Yeah.
Okay. So it won't be like a live event. They won't be interacting live.
We've had live chat before. So I'll be interested to see what the platform looks like. There was a live chat. And last time they did some things where like we voted and they like picked different ways to make cards based on what we voted, I remember. So they might do some stuff like that. They do a little more interactivity with the demonstrators than they do with World Card Making Day. So
basically we'll be more like interacting with ourselves more than, okay. I just wondered. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't very impressed with that World Card Making Day. I mean, I didn't think what they chose for videos and all.
The projects were not my favorite, but we know that the projects for this are going to feature the honeybee set, and I've got the set because we were able to buy it, And it's super cute. Sorry, I've got it. So it's called Be My Valentine, and it's honeybees. I need to spotlight myself, don't I? Okay, I have more stuff on my desk than I know what to do with this moment. Let me see. Am I spotlighted? Spotlight. Okay. So it's a honeybee set, and it's super cute, and it has some really funny little puns. It says like, you make my heart buzz, and you'll always be the one for me. And then it has a bee punch, which also has hearts on it. So those can be wings or hearts, which I think is really cute. This will be in the spring catalog. It has a ribbon, the Sweet Sorbet ribbon. And then it has these pillow boxes, which are really interesting. And I can't wait to see how these go together. And then it has the Be Mine designer series paper with a bunch of bees on it. And then it also has these adhesive backed hearts and flowers, which is super cute. So I think the product, this is what we'll play with. This is what they'll design the projects around. So, I mean, the product already looks a lot cuter. I feel like the designs that we got for World Card Making Day weren't the typical American card designs. I feel like they were a little more international, and they have a very different style than we do. So it was a different kind of event for sure. So okay. So if you have a project to show, I'm going to remove my spotlight. Okay, and I'm going to do some door prizes. So who has a project to show? Terry. All right, let me spotlight you.
I have a for Anita. Well, let me get to that in a minute. First off, I want to let you know, yeah, the cottage wreath set is not necessarily Christmas. And I wanted to show you something, what I learned. I was needing bows. So this bow here is stamped and die cut. And this bow here, which I think is much prettier, is just die cut. So I wanted to show you the difference there.
That die cut bow is gorgeous. I used it I used it in a class. It's pretty.
And then the snowflake punch. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
You see that little off cast?
Oh, is that reindeer antlers?
For your dog punch.
Oh my God, Terry. Terry wins the internet tonight.
Yeah, that is just, you can put it on cats. You can put it on any animal. I mean, your llama sitting there knitting. I mean, it could be anything. Okay, so those are my shares. But I did this last year and I did it again, but I changed up the bow and I did more sparkle. So these are my homemade boxes. And then I used the fancier bow from the cottage wreath die cut.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I filled these. I'm telling you what, they're pretty cheap. I put, I don't know if you can see these. I put 4 of these, the fat melt away mints, like from Sam's.
Yeah.
4 was enough for the craft show. That's all they wanted. So
that's awesome. Terry, you win the internet tonight. That was amazing. I'm now going to go punch. I have that punch and I just hated all the offshoots of it, because it does make a mess. And now I'm going to go stamp some reindeer antlers for some dogs. All right. Who else has a project to show? You're not going to beat Terry, but this isn't a competition. Natalie. All right. Let me come to you. I'm going to spotlight you.
Okay. So I did the autumn leaves. Sorry, I'm trying to hold my phone and I have a needy orange cat in my lap. This is the autumn leaves and I did a fold out. It's hard to do with one hand, but you can kind of see it.
Nice. Yeah.
that's fun.
Oh, that's pretty.
Way to go.
So I finally got my autumn paper, so I was really excited to play with it.
Yay. That paper is really pretty. Awesome job. All right. Who else has something to show?
I can go.
Who said that?
Me, Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen. Let me figure out how to remove my spotlight. All right. And add a spotlight. Hey, Kathleen. What do you got?
So there was a one sheet wonder do it yourself stamp thing that I found on the internet by a girl named Lynn. I didn't catch her last name, but you basically stamp like a T on a piece of white paper, and then you cut that paper in fours, and that becomes your background. And so I have this guy and 4 cards that look very similar. And instead of using what they did, which was you're the pick of the patch, I used a harvest of blessings because I wanted to send it out for thank you cards. And then I have some friends and neighbors who are Jewish, and I don't have any Hanukkah or Jewish related stamp sets personally. But Melissa did at retreat. And so that was one of the things I was extra grateful for, was being able to borrow some stamp sets that I don't currently have in my inventory. And so I made this Hanukkah, card for them for this year. And then obviously no naked envelopes. So little stamp of a dreidel there.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that stamp set's great. All right. Who else has something to share?
I made 50 Halloween cards, but I don't have any to show. So I've got them all out. So
50, Anita.
yeah, friends, I'm kind of holidays I like. So
I love holidays too. We were having a whole debate about who sends out Halloween cards and who doesn't, right? And like some people do treat packages and some people do cards. So that's impressive. Anybody else have something fun to show?
I do.
Yay, let me spotlight you, Ruth. All right.
So the first, oh,
Yeah.
so the first thing that I have is this owl card.
Oh gosh,
How
that's
pretty.
pretty. Is that vellum? You embossed the vellum?
Yeah, I embossed the vellum with the snowflake holder.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then I also have this bear card.
Oh, he is just so stinking cute. That's
And I'm
nice.
also doing treat things for Halloween.
Of
And I'm
course you are.
working on.
Of course you are. Yes, I have some treat packages we need to finish this week too. Good, awesome. All right, who else? Anybody else? So Patsy, Jill, Patsy, you got something? All right. And Jill and Sarah, since I showed yours, I'll count you guys anyway, right? Patsy, what you got? You're muted, but I still love you. You want to unmute yourself?
Okay. Our team is doing a sampler also, the peppermint patties. And so I worked on this, and it's from the Radiant Light stamp set. There we go.
That's pretty.
Pretty.
Very nice.
That's one of them. I won't show the rest.
Good. You got to
Yes.
keep a few. You got to keep a few surprises.
I
So
know.
yes, Patsy's doing a sampler on her smaller team too, which is definitely a fun thing. So, anybody else? Sarah, Jill, are you guys good with what I showed for you guys? So you're like, yes, good enough. Yes.
I can't find my I just went looking for my Harry Potter one. I can't find it.
I'm gonna show it by the end of the meeting because I really love it. That's actually my favorite of all the projects. So, okay, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to draw some winners. I'm going to tell you what I got for prizes. So today we have a set of the masks. If you haven't gotten these, I have a set of the Abundant Beauty decorative masks. Lots of people have them, but if you don't have them, I also have 2 full chamois. So if you need a new chamois, mine had gotten really funky. There's nothing like a fresh chamois. I got to tell you, like fresh chamois is nice. So I've got 2 of those. And then I have a set of the Festive Pearls, which there's red under here. It just drives me crazy that you can't see that there's red. And then I have a set of the Blooming Pearls. And I have a set, very coveted right now, of the adhesive back speckled dots, the fall ones, not orderable. So I'm gonna pick. Oh God, I'm gonna try to cut first.
What
Should just
were
do
the
the
first 2? Because you weren't showing on my phone.
Oh
I was
yes,
still seeing Patsy.
yes. Oh, I might
And I
need.
love you, Patsy.
I need to. I'll spotlight myself.
Okay.
Spotlight. Okay. Hey there. Okay. Abundant Beauty decorative masks. I have 2 chamois, so one chamois. I have the blooming pearls, the festive pearls, and the adhesive back speckled dots, the fall ones. So fun prizes. Okay. So I'm going to all right. Person number 1 is Anita. Anita, what would you like?
Oh,
Oh, she says.
well, maybe
Oh.
the chamois. I don't have one of those.
Well, then you should get yourself a chamois. Because they're very nice. I'm gonna put some glue on the back of here because what I found is that sometimes my fan blows away y'all's names when they're on these things. So, and this is how I remember who got what. So, all right, excellent. Next person. Not looking. I'm not looking. Kathleen.
You
What
said
would
there
you-
were 2 chamois? 'Cause the
There
other one's
are.
for grabs?
Uh-huh.
I'll take one of those, please.
Excellent.
Thank
Nothing like
you.
a fresh chamois, man. All right. All right. Sarah.
Let's see. I want some of the embellishments. I'll take the speckled ones that are hard to get.
And Ruth. I have festive pearls, blooming pearls, or another mask set.
What's in the middle right there?
The festive pearls, so they're gold, silver, like a Lost Lagoon, and then there's a whole set of red ones up here. You just can't see them.
And then what was the other embellishments?
Blooming pearls.
I'll take the ones with the gold and the silver.
The festive.
Yeah, the festive.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Natalie, would you like the mask set or the blooming pearls?
I don't have the masks, so I'll take those.
Good, awesome. All
Thank
right.
you.
Absolutely. And then the last person, who do we got? Who do we got? Patsy. You get the blooming pearls. You can never have too many blooming pearls. I mean, come on.
No.
They're
I like-
gorgeous. I really like them too. I wasn't sure about them. I think they're much beautifuler in person than they are in the catalog and online because the pink and the gold, and then this kind of like shimmery Lost Lagoon and almost like a shimmery like boho or misty. Like they're
Mhm.
really, really pretty. So if you
Yes.
don't have, yeah, if you don't have those, you should get them. All right,
Mhm.
that's our door prizes. And that's our meeting. So good job, everybody. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. I know that, you have lots of places that you could be, but you're here and I appreciate it. And thanks for helping being cool, pivoting from last week. Sorry about that. Literally, I was just knee deep in boxes and retreat stuff and just could not see anything. So, I have no idea where the time went on Monday, but, yes, all the boxes are unpacked. Oh, yeah. But the only reason they're unpacked is because I have class tomorrow at 10 a.m. at my house. So nothing like, necessity, right? So necessity is the mother of all invention. Isn't that what they said? Yes. That snowflake, and that snow falling embossing folder is underrated. I agree, Kathleen. I just saw your comment, the one that Ruth used. Yeah, I used that this weekend, and I feel like it also did not show up well in the catalog or at all. I really feel like it was an afterthought or an oversight, but I've really loved using it. I've used it in our Merrymakers Christmas card series. It's fun to put DSP in it, like that Winter Meadow DSP looks really pretty with popped in that embossing folder. And there's some underrated stars in this catalog for sure. So, but Yay. Thanks, everybody. Any other questions? Anything?
Yeah, could I just ask one quick question?
Yeah.
The inventory status report, if there are things on there for like late in November, does that mean that there's a better chance of that rolling over? Or does that just mean there was a lot of demand for it and there's still a chance that it might not roll over? Can you just speak to that for a second, if you know?
Yeah, definitely. There is a chance it won't roll over. But most likely when that happens, it means that it's going to either be an online product or it'll go to the next catalog. So there's kind of two options now that Stampin' Up! Has been flexing. One is that it goes to an online only, like an online exclusive, and it's not going to come in a print product later. And the other is that it's a carryover, and we are going to see it in a print product later. I can see them flexing the online exclusive, right? Where basically, yes, we got another 1,000 of these in the warehouse and we're going to sell them until we sell them and then they're gone. I could see them flexing that. But so definitely no guarantees, but which one is it?
I was curious about the All About Autumn.
Mm.
That is not supposed to be back in stock until the week of November 13th.
Is it the stamp set or the dies? What is it?
I don't know. It just says All About Autumn Suite week of November 13th.
If you scroll down, there'll be more information because that means that it's one product in the suite that's causing the hang up. I didn't have my report open. Let me get it open and I'll look too.
Because the
It
All
might
About
be the
Autumn paper comes back October
Paper.
30th. And so I thought maybe it was the paper that was the held up, but why would the rest of it, the suite, not be available until November 13th? Oh, you know what? It's probably the adhesive back speckled dots that
It
Sarah
is November 13th. Yep, November 13th.
Okay.
And I will say that most of the time, so it is weird, but most of the time, like, you know, we have had, I'm not going to say never, but we generally, the sequins and the embellishments don't carry over generally.
Right.
But if you look, we must be getting a shipment from China, because you'll see that most of them are November 13th, and that is for iridescent backed adhesive dots, back discs, the holly gems, the trinkets, the glitter sequins, the speckled dots, and the blooming pearls. I didn't know blooming pearls were out too. Jesus.
Yeah.
So I think that there is probably, it looks like 2 or 3 shipments coming in. One set is marked October 30th. One set is marked November 6th, and one set is marked November 13th. So that looks like to me 3 shipments coming from China because none of this stuff is made stateside.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, because there's so many of them on there, that, and generally they don't carry those over, that those are like, if you want them, you want them because you want to craft with them. And don't get them banking on the fact that they're going to be around. I wouldn't count on it for sure. And it looks like we've got some paper that's coming in around that time too, October 30th, November 6th. That looks to be about the same. So dies, punches, and embellishments and paper, designer series paper, are not made here in the United States. And they are the problem because they're not made here. So it takes longer lead time to get them here. The stamps are made here in the US. So stamps we're really responsive on, which is why stamps rarely go on low inventory, because we're much more responsive with that. So yeah, the inventory status report has been just a wasteland of sadness. And we must have some kind of, we have some low inventory for paper too. But our paper's made, like our cardstock and stuff is made stateside. It's made here in the US. And so I don't know it just looks like people are trying other papers, maybe because some of the other papers ran out, like Earth and Elegance is on low inventory, right? Like basically like, okay, well, if we don't have holiday papers, what else can we do? And so you can see that they're trying to lean on that. So I also see that A Walk in the Forest is on low inventory. And I can't imagine that they'll order more of that. So definitely this is a good week to look at the low inventory list and decide if there's something you need on it. If you do 3x3s, if you make 3x3s, the basic white 3x3 envelopes are also on low inventory. So there's definitely some things that you might want to grab if you're, trying to figure out. And then no longer available at the bottom of the list means we're not ordering it. We're not getting it. We hope you loved it. And the only thing in that category right now is the glow in the dark bats and ghosts, the little embellishments. So glad we got those when we got them. So,
Thank you.
But good. Yeah. Good inventory questions. So, and then yes, Anita, if you have a clear mount case, it works perfect for your chamois. And so I will, I'll show you that when I drop it off. So yes, just like that. Yep. There you go. Terry's got it. So, it's a nice way to store your chamois. So, and then the other thing about the chamois, I always see people, they're not meant to be sopping wet. They're meant to be lightly moist. But for some reason, I know you love that word, Kathleen. Moist, juicy. Which one do you want? I know Kathleen hates all of those. They're just meant to be slightly damp. They're not meant to be sopping. So you're supposed to like get them in the water and then wring them out. So you're not supposed to have like water sloshing around on your desk. I see some people who have like tons of water in theirs. So, George is messing around at the door because he wants in. So he's being a turkey tonight. I know he wants to play. The rain made him crazy today. George, come here. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And good conversation, good questions, good food for thought. We have one more week left with this starter kit special. So think about, do you have folks who you would love to have join the team who want to stamp and scrap and hang out with us? Lots of people join for lots of different reasons. Some people join because they like to travel and they like to go to Stampin' Up stuff. Some people join because they want the discount. Others join because they just want to have a crafty friend. So, think about that. And I've had people take advantage of both sides of the starter kit deal. So I've had someone who was getting $168 in product, and I was like, then you might as well just get it for $99. And then I've had someone else who actually did the hostess benefits, and she had almost 60, it was almost perfect. She was 89 cents short of the lower end of the starter kit deal, the $64 one. And so that was a great opportunity. So we'd love to have more people join the team, and love to share the Stampin'. So, all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all. See ya.